We don't have any idea right now, Donna. All we know is that we have a chase going on here, and it was very close to where all this police activity is over there by Adams Dairy Parkway and I-70. This coming to BB Highway. Now we're on some back streets here. It's north of I-70 and north of Duncan, which was on the north perimeter or the north boundary of the perimeter they had set up. We have two police vehicles in pursuit of this maroon vehicle, but we don't know really any of the circumstances. We do know that they tried to pull it over, and apparently they ran. Whether or not this is even related to what was going on over there by Adams Dairy Parkway, and of course that suspect that jumped out of a stolen car, brandishing a weapon, police firing shots not returned, but that suspect jumped across I-70 into a field over by the Kohl's distribution center. And then all of a sudden we heard of perhaps somebody who wasn't pulling over close to that location. And now we are headed, I believe, still on BB Highway where these...
For hour 4 right now of what has been a manhunt. Johnny saying we don't know for sure whether this car is connected to it or not, but we do know we have a couple of police officers following a stolen vehicle right now. But again, 4 hours ago, as Johnny was just saying, a man in a stolen vehicle got out, brandished a weapon, showed it to police. Police fired at that man, and they've been searching for him ever since.
It's all happening right in that same area, Donna. This chase picked up at 20th and Duncan. That is very close to where this all happened earlier this morning at I-70 and Dairy Parkway. Adams Dairy Parkway weather, that is still very, very close to where this is. That chase continues right now.
And Johnny, you've got such a better vantage point as always. Are police pulled back from him or her, whoever's driving this car?
We have a police officer down below us right now, and we don't want to pull back and lose the suspect vehicle, but that police officer would probably be a quarter to a half mile in trail. We're doing about, probably 90 miles an hour, almost 100 miles an hour over the ground, keeping up with this vehicle right now. We are in a rural part of, we're not too far from the Lake City ammunition plant here, just a little bit to the south of that. And that is where this vehicle now is coming up to a T intersection. And I'm not sure what road we have coming up here, but it'll be interesting to see. Yep, looks like they're going to go north through here. Road's a little bit wet, as you can see, and a little slippery. It looks like police now, I don't know if that's another police vehicle that's caught up with them. It could be. And we will show, yeah, it looks like it. So police doing a great job here of making an intercept, facilitating that as we come now back westbound, just to the south and west of the Lake City munitions plant. Again, a rural area now. It looks like maybe a small subdivision here along this road. Don't see too much activity in that regard, but obviously not designed for high speeds. There's the double yellow line that we have seen, and of course, with that, you're not supposed to do any passing, and this vehicle has been passing pretty recklessly, coming up on slower vehicles. Very windy road, and as I was about to say, it is a little bit slippery here. Boy, we'll hope there's nobody coming here around that corner, and there isn't as they, wow, close, very close. As you saw oncoming traffic, this headed westbound, that eastbound truck almost involved in an accident with this as it was passing that other panel truck. So as we said, it looks like the road's a little bit wet, could be a little bit slippery, some condensation from the different air mass we have in place now with a lot of moisture. As we continue westbound here, headed on over to, it looks like a Little Blue Parkway, coming close to that, and then it will be interesting to see where we go from here.
West.
Looks like, yeah, just cutting the corner there. Obviously, you see the race cars doing that, trying to cut that corner and smooth it out a little bit so they can make that turn. Now coming up to, not too far, well, coming over Little Blue River. Well, now slowing down, and police are catching up here. Pulling over, police tried to get the stop strips out there, spike strips, as you can see. That did not work. Those are the strips that have those big nail-like hollow objects that will go in and release the air from the tires. Now coming over the Little Blue River, but police now with that activity and trying to throw that stop strip, we did get now a patrol car much closer behind it, and continuing now on past, that was a green light past Little Blue Parkway. So good news in that regard. We are now on Truman Road headed westbound. Truman Road headed westbound, and still at a high rate of speed. Right now looking at about probably 70 or 75 miles an hour. There is the suspect vehicle. We don't know, again, if this is related to the activity over there by Adams Dairy Parkway and I-70, that suspect that jumped out of the stolen car with a weapon the police fired at. But this started very close to that. The first word we got was police were trying to pull over this maroon vehicle, and they took off. They decided to run, and that's what we have going on here now. Now we're doing about 100 miles an hour over the ground in order to keep up with them. So I'm going to say speeds here, and this now getting into a more residential area, speeds in the 80 to 90 mile an hour range, going around vehicles there, and obviously somebody saw them coming up behind them. I want to be sure that I'm on the suspect vehicle. Yep, there we go. We are still on the suspect vehicle. Police probably a couple of 100 yards behind, but the pursuit is still underway, and it would, you know, we just don't know what we have here other than someone who is running from police very close from where we have that activity, I-70 and Adams Dairy Parkway. A little bit more of a residential area here, but now heading into a less populated area. Thankfully, we haven't seen, well, we saw one close call here a moment ago, but we haven't really seen any more, although now on the wrong side of the road, that's going eastbound or westbound in the eastbound lane, continuing to go over that double yellow line, which of course in this area you're not supposed to pass at all. Let me see. Oh, now we have a car coming, trying to pull out there, making a left turn onto one of these residential streets. And now we are going to get into a very heavily populated area. A lot of apartments that I can see to the south. We're headed southbound now, back down towards I-70. Not sure the exact street. Police remain in trail. And going to continue on with this. We are doing some turning, so you might be in and out as far as the signal is concerned. That's just the nature of the beast. But if we do go away here, we should come back quickly. This, as you can see, a lot of apartments. Looks like perhaps a lot of duplexes. We're coming back down to, it looks like 39th Street. Well, maybe it's not going to be 39th here. We're going to get a little bit closer and see if we can tell exactly. But now more of a through street here coming up to, and yeah, boy, still high rate of speed southbound coming up to this intersection. Don't see any other cars approaching the intersection. Now back westbound, we are heading now over to 291. So making the right turn to 291, still police in pursuit, trying to keep up. Speed maybe not quite as high as it was a moment ago, but now we're getting into a much more congested area as far as traffic is concerned. Now, traffic has been light today with the holiday coming up, of course, so that's been a little bit of a saving grace with this, and we've been on some of the back streets. But now we're getting into this area where we're seeing much more traffic through a traffic light there. Pretty hard for us to tell who's got the green light here, but it looks like it's going to be 291. A right turn now onto, well, stopping for traffic. That's interesting. Pursuit continues now through Independence, and now we're headed back northbound up towards Truman Road. Back to a high rate of speed. We'll see if we, now that we have a pretty clear area, we'll see if we can see how close police are. And you can see not too far behind. 291, a 4-lane highway, so speeds, higher speeds, easier for this to this driver to maintain as they continue to run northbound here. We'll see if we can look down the road. Don't see any intersections coming up at all, and want to be sure that we still now we are in traffic and getting around vehicles that way, but police getting much closer to the vehicle. Our big charge now is to not lose this now that it's involved with a lot more traffic. People pulling off, as you can see, probably seen in their rearview mirror that we have this going on. Police still in pursuit, continuing northbound here along 291. I believe we just came past 23rd Street, and police now in very close pursuit compared to what we saw a while ago. An effort to get those stop strips out did not work, so this vehicle is fully functional, at least so far. Left turn onto, well, a side street here. Looks like they're going to, and police now maybe almost cutting them off. Whoop, we'll see if we can come back there. There you go. Grabbing it again, back northbound on 291 highway. Police now in very close pursuit. As I was saying, they tried to get those spike strips out to disable the vehicle via losing the air in the tires, but the driver was way off the road into the grass getting around that. However, that did allow police to catch up and get a little bit of a closer go. I believe that was a red light they just went through. And you can see folks are pulling off, getting off the road completely, watching this come up behind them. Again, we don't see any major intersections. We're coming up to 24 highway right now.
Okay, so it looks like he got off on 24 highway, taking a right there, so he would be heading back east as we try to get Johnny's picture back. And very quickly, left side of your screen, live pictures from where Blue Springs officers were investigating after they fired shots at a suspect that brandished a gun after they pulled over a stolen car earlier this morning. Police initially telling us that suspect fired at officers, now saying he did not fire at officers but did brandish a gun. And this chase beginning very, very close to where this happened, I-70 and Adams Dairy Parkway.
And again, he is heading, he is on 24 highway from best we can tell. Johnny mentioned earlier a lot of turns, so we might lose Johnny's signal there in and out, but he's heading east on 24 highway from 291. This is an area, again, where you've got a lot of signals. You've got a lot of restaurants. There's a Kmart there. There's a Walmart, Quick Trip. So a lot of traffic, we can only assume, especially at 10 till 9. On a morning 2 days before Christmas.
The one thing is, though, you mentioned the holiday coming up, so that is some good news. Not going to be as much traffic as we would see on a typical Thursday morning. Again, a piece of information from the Blue Springs Police Department. This suspect forcing their way into somebody's home in Blue Springs, taking their keys, and then this is the car that police are following. So this is a stolen vehicle that the suspect had taken from somebody's home earlier this morning near where all of this has been going on since about 4:40 with Adams Dairy Parkway and I-70. Still trying to get Johnny's picture back up right now, but police do not know for sure if this is the guy or not. They think it could be the person that brandished a gun at officers earlier this morning. Let's go back to Johnny.
All right, Johnny, we see you.
Okay. All right, good. And we are now, they actually went west on 24 highway, and oh, you may lose the picture again. We're going to have to pull a quick stop here. This is going to be now southbound back on 291. Drove through some yards here, went through a residential area. Did I hear you say that this is a vehicle that somebody stole the keys and had stolen?
Yes,
that's
Johnny.
Is that what you were talking about?
Police tell
So this
us
could
that
possibly-
someone went into a home this morning and stole keys from the owner, stole this car in that area.
Okay. Yeah, so this could be our suspect, and that certainly would explain why out of the blue and very coincidentally near where we had all the activity where they were searching for that suspect would explain why we had this. Police were on it pretty quick. I got to tell you, they figured this out in a hurry, and were behind this vehicle as it left that area near Duncan and Little Blue Parkway a while ago, and so kudos to Blue Springs Police. We don't know who is following this vehicle now. Probably multiple jurisdictions are involved. We are continuing southbound on 291 highway here, coming up to a little bit more traffic. But as you can see, traffic is pulling off to the side of the road. Hopefully word is getting around here that we've got this chase going on in Independence, and people in their vehicles are being very, very cautious. Still a high rate of speed, more traffic coming up here, passing that car. Now we're coming up to, I believe, 23rd Street, pardon me, 23rd Street, where, well, now the vehicle seems to be slowing down. In fact, maybe taunting police there a little bit, trying to figure out where to go here on 23rd Street. It's kind of weaving around. I'm wondering if maybe they didn't get some spike strips out there. I haven't seen any debris come off the car at all. Typically, we'll start to see those tires come apart if, in fact, they have deflated. Now through a parking lot here, and just on the northwest corner of 291 and 23rd Street, a lot of police following now, and it looks like we're turning now westbound on 23rd Street from 291 highway. Police trying to get in position here. This would be that pit maneuver where they can get that right or left rear bumper and knock them sideways and spin them out. And they are in position. If they could just get up a little bit further, it is an intervention maneuver that can end these in a hurry. But it looks like they missed their opportunity there as we continue westbound on 23rd Street. So next major road would be, of course, Noland Road, very heavily traveled almost any time of the day. A lot of shoppers out this morning as well, even though we did have a light rush hour. So we're continuing now back up in the 70, 80 mile an hour range westbound on 23rd Street. Police in pursuit here in Independence as we are approaching Noland Road. Don't see, well, we do. We see a lot of traffic now up ahead, and this could be problematic as far, whoop. Looks like they saw that traffic as well, made the turn onto a side street, residential area here, and we are able to see that they are coming back southbound, back southbound in this residential area from 23rd Street. And we're going to try and hold this shot. We're just having to do a lot of maneuvering around here, so it's tough to hold the signal. But there you can see the vehicle in pursuit, and we're coming back around. Well, be sure we don't lose them here. Be sure we don't lose them. There you go. Okay, and I believe we are back northbound. I don't know if we are northbound or westbound. Very tough to tell. I don't have. It is westbound here. Don't have them out the window, but they are westbound. So actually now approaching us from the right side. And I believe that is going to be Noland Road right there, and we are going northbound on Noland Road. So police still in pursuit, getting in position now. This may be their opportunity, maybe the opportunity to pit them if, in fact, they can get up close enough. Traffic a little bit in the way. Of course, police are very, very cautious and very conscious of the fact that, or conscious, I should say, of the fact that they have other people out there, have civilians who are driving around, and they don't want to put anybody in danger in that regard. Although police chases by nature are very dangerous for everyone. More police officers now. Great job in the pursuit side of this. We're going to go ahead and cross over 23rd Street. They're going to go right under us here, and we'll see if, in fact, we can hold that shot. But they are continuing now westbound on 23rd Street. No indication that car has been disabled whatsoever. But once again, we do believe this may be the suspect who was involved in this earlier police activity over at Little Blue Parkway and I-70. Police attempted to pull over a stolen car, and the person from that stolen car jumped out with a gun. Police firing shots. They crossed I-70. Well, this may be coming to an end here. Maybe coming to an end. Police now surrounding the vehicle. We will stop right here and see what we have. Police out with guns drawn. Police out with guns drawn right now. Approaching the vehicle, moving again. And we'll see if this comes to an end. Police, guns drawn. Got him at gunpoint. Approaching the door. Now suspect appears to be fighting police officers right now. Several, in fact, might have gotten in the back seat of the car. Now they're trying to get the back seat of the car or back door open. This suspect not going peacefully at all. This a very dangerous situation for police. We don't know if this suspect has a gun or what the situation is. Now they have him out of the car. This is over. So this police chase that started I-70, Little Blue Parkway, we believe it could be the suspect that was pulled over early this morning before 5 o'clock with a stolen vehicle, bailed out of the vehicle with a gun, police firing at the suspect, ran across I-70 for the better part of the last 3 or 4 hours. They've been looking in that area south of the Kohl's Distribution Center for the suspect, and then police saw this vehicle, perhaps had heard that it had been stolen, the keys taken from a residence, and intercepted that, and the chase was on. So this at Noland Road, I believe, is going to be east of, on 23rd Street to the west of Noland Road. And I'll let you guys take it from here. A peaceful ending to this, it appears. And miraculously with this, I don't know how many miles we went. Had to be 10 or 15 miles. Miraculously, no accidents, no injuries. But this one is over.